I had long conversations with R2. I would say, where are you going? And he would go, well, what makes you think that the settlement's over there? But that place is much too rough. You'll be malfunctioning in a day. The reality was somewhat different. George by the camera. Action. He was very tired. Many things had gone wrong with this film, and they hadn't even started it. The sets had been blown down in the winter winds that had not blown there for 35 years. The army was brought in to drag out our vehicles in the mud that had been caused by the rain which had last fallen 35 years ago. The Tunisian army vehicles got stuck in the mud caused by the rains, not before 35 years ago. Everything had gone wrong. So when George went, action, you could read on his face. It had taken many, many years for him to get to this point. This point that he had always believed in, that his movie of Star Wars would reach the screen. And now everything's in the mud. He has a robot that is about to break. And he can only go, action. Wait a minute, where are you going? Well, what makes you think that settlement's over there? Excuse me, George. George, when I finish speaking, could somebody like go beep or something? Because it's very hard for me to remember the whole scene by myself. So could somebody like go beep? Sure. Action. Wait a minute, where are you going? Oh, B. So from then on, I just decided that I would do all the remembering of the scenes, all the lines, all the character of R2-D2 as well as my character, because I was working with nothing. Sometimes there was a little person in there called Kenny Baker who could do that. But that's it. Other times, R2 would be on a wire when it snapped. In some scenes, there were two R2-D2s, that scene in particular. Where do you get it, etc. Now don't you forget this, don't you come begging for help. So there was another R2 over here. And all this is in my head. All this I'm imagining. And I am a serious actor. Yes. So that was my beginning. I am finding that yes, I had a character that I had thought about. But suddenly, my human qualities of relating to another character were not there. And so suddenly I found myself using that terrifying word in film and theatre. The word in English begins with I, and it terrifies most actors. In Portuguese, I don't know, but in English it's called improvisation. Terrifying. Well, I was improvising another character, but it made me feel very lonely. Because sometimes I would be out in the desert, a long way from the camera, nothing. I was alone in the box. And what made me very, very, very happy and complete was when I saw the finished film many months later. And I saw the scene, and I saw other scene. Wait a minute, where are you going? What makes you think that a settlement over there? And that was much lucky. Complete, like magic. The magic of post-production. Fantastic. Hands up all those who are interested in post-production. Yep. How many people want to be editors? Oh, you are the gods. You will make a film like Star Wars. Because the editor has such control. Because I had never been in a film, I didn't know what an editor was for. We would do whole scenes that were like, but in the middle of the scene, the editor went, and you do that. We throw away the rest. This bit is good. And we put with another good bit. And so on and so on. So suddenly as an actor, I am bereft of my friend, a companion.